Good evening. Welcome to the Laughing Monkey Music Show. Today we have on of Limbo. Jake's back on. How are you?
Hey, buddy.
How you been?
Good,
So we're
man.
here. You got a new single out. Actually,
Yes,
we
we
had one other,
do.
two other singles out since we've been there. So we can go back one other single too. I think you had one other one too, right? Since we last spoke.
Geez, I'm not sure
Um,
which one we last spoke about.
well, just for accuracy, I happen to have the internet on my computer.
Nice.
Well, I can actually tell you what it is, just so people can check out. People need to go to the website because all your videos are there. Your videos are well thought out. You know,
Thanks,
um,
boss.
I love them. They're so freaking funny. Um, no, maybe it wasn't. No, I guess it was because we did the Fight for Your Right. Was last time we spoke. So
Yeah, I think we did Fight for Your Right. We had another one called Running Out of Time. I'm not sure if that came out after or before Fight for Your Right, but we're actually about to put out a whole bunch of music videos that have been in the process for quite a while. Video for Running Out of Time is coming pretty soon, and video for Get On It is coming, and a video for My Kind of Girl, all probably before next year. We're gonna just bang them out.
wow, I get it like
Yeah.
come out like what, a month or something, or how you gonna do that?
I think we're going to probably get them all done, well, finished editing and released by mid-January to pave the way for the next actual single and video too.
Yeah, let's talk
Yeah.
about the new video. It's hilarious. People need to check it out. I'll put the link, the website underneath there, and I'll put the link for the video too. Follow them on all the socials. Basically, it's a fast car video with super fun and creative green screen. And I saw you have the cells up too, which is kind of
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. So it's us in our shitty 2013 Hyundai Accent hatchback that barely can drive on the freeway. But we thought that would be much funnier and cooler to be flying down at illegal speeds on the streets of Long Beach Inn rather than some kind of cool guy muscle car. Look how tough I am. Look how rad I am with my friend's car that I don't actually own kind of video.
It's much more fun. It's relatable. I actually had an older version of that car way back in the day, so
There you
I
go.
can relate to it. But I mean, you had fun with it though. You really used it. The bass player, and again, when he pops open, you can't do that. There's no hatchback muscle cars that can do that bass player move.
Yeah,
You
well,
know,
that was definitely written to what the car is for sure.
that was really good though. I mean, I think. But now, did you handwrite all that stuff yourself? Because I
Did
think
I
it was.
what it all myself?
Is that you? Was that you? You're drawing? Did you draw it out?
Yeah. I do. Well, obviously the music business isn't paying what it used to in the 90s. So we all have our side jobs. Little brother does bartending at a couple different Long Beach places, and I do movie posters. So I'm pretty well versed in the rough sketching of stick figures to explain ideas on stuff. So yeah, I made the little storyboard and we went from there.
Excellent. Do you want to talk about? Is your contest still going on for people that they want to get involved and check it out?
Contest is basically finished. We're going to announce winners today, which is pretty much anybody that commented on it because we have enough cells to go around from that storyboard. But basically, to just drum up a little bit more engagement, I said anybody that comments on what their favorite scene of the video was will have a cell from the from the sort of animatic, we call it, storyboard that I drew up before we started filming, sent out and mailed to them on us.
Well, let's talk about what's going on with you guys because is there a drummer? Do you have an official drummer or not? Because it seems three of
Well,
you guys, but I don't ever see.
our friend Ian, who has many different projects, is serving as the touring drummer with us for
Okay,
whenever he can, which is great. Our last drummer, Bug, had to exit the band for life reasons. I believe he's having a little baby, so he's gonna be a mature daddy and do the responsible thing, which is stopping the rock and roll thing, at least as far as national touring with us is concerned. He's doing local band stuff, I believe. But our good friend Ian, who has lots of bands, he comes on with us as a hired gun and he handles business every night. And he's also sober, which is very impressive to me that he can tour with us and maintain his sobriety. But that is a testament to his inner strength fortitude, I guess you would say. So he's been great every time we've ever brought him out. Love having Ian. So if he's ever available to keep on touring with us, we will keep on bringing him out.
I figure you guys like Spinal Tap with all your drummers. I mean, I was like, what's going on here?
Yeah, dude, it's drummers are the hardest commodity to come by these days. I think it used to be this thing about singers and having egos and all that kind of stuff back in the
Yep.
day. I'm not saying that drummers have egos. It's not what I'm saying here. I'm saying that drummers are definitely the hardest ones to acquire and hardest ones to keep in the fold, it seems like.
That's because there's more drummer jokes than anything else out there.
Well, there's a lot of bass player jokes too.
There are. You're right. Actually, there
Yes.
are. That's hilarious. So for touring and like songwriting and like newer music, like because you guys do everything like. Let me step back on that thought. You guys have the model. It's very similar to a lot of artists nowadays that are doing like a video or a song or a single as you go,
Yeah.
and not doing like an album. You know, some people have their legs on both sides of it. They're releasing. Sometimes they'll do an album, then they'll have a couple of videos, you know, and then they'll release them as they go and play. You're doing it a little differently.
Yeah. So the way that we've been, the process has been of late is, I mean, it's pretty much similar to the process it's always been for us, but we start with a riff, build a song out of the riff, and then we make our demos, me and Lukey down at the home studio. And then once it's pretty well fleshed out with, let's say, 4 songs or so, we then go to Mr. Wizard, Mike Pepe, who's now at Fab Factory Studios in Hollywood, and also to our friend Dash, who runs a home studio in Laurel Canyon that he lives in, and they record drums in there. And then we go to Fab Factory and record all the rest of it. It makes the most sense monetarily for us to do about 4 or 5 songs in one sitting. Because if you're going back and just doing single after single, then you're not getting the bang for your buck as far as studio time, etc. But then when it comes to releasing them, videos take us a while, and if you're releasing 4 or 5 songs at once, then they're just not all getting the same level of attention. And one thing I really love about doing the single thing is that each single, if you're releasing it one by one, can be given its own visual identity beyond just the video, but like what the art is. And I find the art an important thing to like give people context. For instance, like we had the song Get On It, and we sent it to a bunch of our friends. And they're like, oh yeah, this is cool. This is kind of like you guys' Ted Nugent or hair metal kind of song. And we're like, yeah, all right, thanks. They didn't really give too much of a fuck about it. But then those same people who, when the song came out with the art, which I made, which was like this sort of 80s
Wrestling.
weightlifting, wrestling kind of
Yeah.
vibe. As soon as that came out with it, they're like, oh my God, the song rocks, dude. I'm like, dude, I fucking sent you that song like 6 months ago, and your reaction to it was pretty lackluster. So I think it's very much needed in this visual world we live in today to give songs the right visual context for people to take it in the way that you want them to. But that being said, about all of that being said, we are working with this great PR guy now, Ed Bunker, and his method to the madness is we're going to put out one more single in January, I believe. Not sure which one that is, but they've all been recorded. We got a whole bunch that are already recorded, and then an EP getting closer to spring, which we think is probably going to be 4 to 6 songs, is what he wants. I'm hoping it's more on the 4 side.
I think there's no wrong way, but as a personal person, when I'm listening to your music or an artist that do it this way on like iTunes or something, and I try to put them together, it's harder when they're singles and they're like scattered around than being an album.
100%, totally agree. They have a thing you can do now. I think it's called a waterfall release. I think you can put a bunch of songs out as singles and then basically compile it into one EP afterwards. And I think your plays still last on that because of the metadata or IRC code or something like
That's
that.
cool.
So that's something that we definitely considered before, but then you do lose the individual art for each song, but that's okay. That's all what you got to do.
Well, that's by that time it's on your phone, and I'm not looking at art on my phone. You know.
Yeah, exactly. Once it's already been released and you've gotten the context back then yeah, make an overarching umbrella.
Because now I had to make a playlist for you guys to keep it all together in one spot. You know,
Shit. Okay. Well, that's good. Good feedback to hear, my friend. Thank you.
it's but people that don't know, make yourself a playlist. You know, I don't know about the other ones work. I don't use those, but you know, a playlist is
Yeah,
just as good. But you know, it's just another way of doing it. And when someone's consuming it and listening to it, they might be like, oh, and just be a lot of songs out there. It's kind of hard if they're just in the car driving.
totally agree. Yeah, you don't want people dicking around on their phones when they're driving. So yeah, that is a good call. I think like I said, one more single in January, and then that will probably be put into a waterfall release of a whole EP, which is going to come out, like I'd say, just before we start touring, which is spring. We've got some good leads on good tours this year, so we're very excited about that.
Awesome. We'll have you back before that announce it and talk
Cool,
about it
cool,
if you want.
cool.
But we'll definitely have you back. So yeah,
Hell
let's
yeah.
talk about. So you actually you've done some touring since COVID has taken a break on everybody.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
we were like right out of the gates with Buck Cherry. The second the middle of the country said, "All right, we're allowing live music again," Buck Cherry was like, "Hell yeah, we're doing it." And I'm not sure if we got the call because we have the same agency or if other people were still like iffy about touring, but whatever it was like the second it opened, we said, "Hell yes, we'd love to tour Buck Cherry." So we went out with them for about a month and a half, and people, that's why we started, that's why we put the Fight for Your Rights song together. Is it was kind of
yeah,
like a fuck COVID song and fuck being locked down song. Like we got to fight for our right to party because it could be taken away from us at any moment. So we played that across the middle of the country when it was like the floodgates opened, and people were just like elated to be out partying again and having live music. So that was a really good time. Since then we got one with Candlebox. It was great. Got another one with our best friends Joyce Wolf, and then this year was a little bit slower for us because we had a lot of things going on. But we went out for 1 month with Small Town Titans, who are a phenomenal live band, by the way. Can't sing their praises enough. Just three dudes, and the sound is absolutely monstrous. They do these three-part harmonies that are like Queen quality.
really,
Yeah.
that's pretty awesome.
I think
You,
they're back recording now, but I tell you what, live is just their live show is mind-blowingly impressive.
I was excited to step back because I talked to CBD a few times on the show to
Mhm.
hear that you guys are actually on it. And actually, I think I mentioned you guys in the last interview with CBD. Actually, I was talking about
Nice.
you. Because I was asking about some of the bands you went out with, and I'm like, and you guys, because that was my point. You know,
Yeah,
what a
he
great
was kind
lineup that
enough
you
to
two were
wear.
together.
He was kind enough to wear our one of our T-shirts a couple times on stage. We were stoked on that.
Yeah, he's a pretty good, he's a pretty straight up dude, good player too. Um, what are you gonna do? I mean, clubs. I know you tried. The goal is generally get like a bigger gig, so you obviously get a bigger audience. But like, are you guys kind of like trying to do like a national tour? You do nationally trying to find bands similar of your size, or get like a next year Buck Cherry? Like, what's the goal to do that
Well,
at this
definitely
point?
the bigger the better at this stage for us. Buck Cherry and Candlebox and Wolf Mother and Filter are probably the biggest bands we've ever played under. Joyce Wolf and Small Town Titans definitely still more nationally known than we are, but not as big as those guys are because they've been doing it for so long. We like to do anything wherever offered, pretty much, as long as it makes sense. But as far as like doing club shows and stuff like that, like we're always playing Viper Room, we're always playing Alex's Bar in Long Beach. When it's local stuff, we always say yes to that, especially. But obviously, the best for us to grow is to play under the biggest band we possibly can. So if anybody wants to whisper in Axel and Slash's ear, please fucking tell them that we're ready.
You never know those guys, right? You never know. Once they like somebody, they like somebody. Those are pretty good.
Yeah.
Um, well, yeah, you guys are at the point though. You guys are at the next level. You guys are so close to being the next level. You know,
Well, things are really happening a lot more lately. We've been able to like really grow the online end of things, the which is everything these days, apparently, the streaming and all that, numbers and YouTubes. And this one, Let's Go, has been our best release as far as reaction and numbers and all that. And I have to thank Mr. Ed Bunker for that, the new PR guy. He's definitely helping get it all out there. But it's also a video that, it's 2 minutes and 15 seconds long song, I think. So it's like it's digestible and it's, it's quick and easy, which is I was in an interview the other day and somebody was asking me about how short it is. And it's a funny thing because when it's like when it's on your phone or whatever and you're watching the video, that's like the perfect length, I think, for people's attention span right now. But when we played it live for the first time at Viper Room the other night, it was like kind of like, wait, the song's over already? Like before, just as soon as it gets started, it feels like it's already gone. But that's okay.
That's funny. You have to do it a few times, be like
Yeah,
the remotes or
just
something, right? Just
do
go through
or
the
make some kind of extended bridge like Buck Cherry does in Crazy Bitch, because that's their most wanted and craved song, I guess, by the people. So they do a full like jungle boogie breakdown in the middle of it. It's great.
That's awesome. That is really good. You could do like I saw Europe open some band. I don't know, it was like in the 80s, 90s, and they opened up with the final countdown, and then they ended with the final countdown. You could do one of those.
They played it twice the same night. That's awesome.
Yeah, they weren't even headlining. They weren't even headlining. I was there to see. No, I'm not sliding Europe by any means, but I was there to see somebody else. So I got to see Europe, and they always have great musicians. But they opened with it, and it sounded just like the album, and they ended with it too. I was like, they totally it was the perfect promotional wise. It was perfect.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I saw Billy Corgan on Joe Rogan years and years ago, and he said he watched some band that played their biggest hit song twice, and he thought that was a really cringy move. I don't think it's cringy. I think it's whatever the hell, whatever works, and whatever you want to do. If as long as you're not okay. I wouldn't play "Let's Get Fucked Up" twice, which is our favorite, our most loved live song. It's probably the goofiest song we'll ever write, but yeah, playing that one twice would be a little bit weird, I think. And also opening the set with it would also be a little bit weird.
You could open with "Let's Go," and then like later on you can sneak it back into like that. That could be the bridge of one of your songs. Like sneak it in.
They wouldn't even know. Yeah, it's so in and out. They just okay, cool.
Yeah, it's fun. It's your single.
Yeah.
Don't blink on it, right?
Something that's also really funny about the "Let's Go" thing is that it's the very first thing I say in "Let's Get Fucked Up." As soon as the guitars come in, "Let's go," and then I guess I didn't even realize it until we played it the other night. I'm like, wait, I'm saying "Let's Go" at the start of two different songs now, so I got to come up with something different. Maybe I got to do the Rage Against the Machine or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, come up with something a little different.
Yeah,
Your website.
I've got to diversify.
You have your you got the website open here. You got a lot of good stuff on here because you were talking about you doing posters, and I was going actually I noticed that for your merch. Not a lot of bands have a lot of posters lately.
Well, we have the luxury. We have the luxury of me being Mr. Photoshop guy, so I know how to make the art. So we don't ever have to pay graphic designers, which is a nice luxury. And therefore, yeah, selling posters has been a good little merch item for us. We also have swimsuits, but we had to redo our website recently. And the of Swimbo section.
I was going to say I was going to beat me too. I was going to make this. I like the pun on that. Being a dad, you get 100% approval rate.
Oh, I did. I love dad jokes. I'm all about them.
That's right. Of Swimbo. I saw it. And I was like, oh my god, it's hilarious. And of course, you get your shirts and you're selling your CDs and stuff. I mean, you have a lot on here. It's a great website.
Thank you, brother. That's all done by little brother Luke, very reluctantly, pulling teeth out of him to get him to do it, but. He did it very well in the end. So thanks, Lukey boy.
Tell him, yeah, he did a good job. And yeah, it's a fantastic job. All your links on it. Everyone can check this out afterwards. The links will be there. They can check it out. Do you want anybody to know anything specifically with you guys? What's going on? They can reach out to you. Any kind of requests? Any shows coming up?
No shows for the rest of the year, I don't think. I think we're bunkering down and getting this set of songs to the EP done and finishing all these videos. But definitely follow us on Facebook and Instagram, whatever you use. And we have a lovely fan of ours named Nikki who runs our TikTok. We just send her all of our video content and she chops it up and makes the TikTok happen. What a weird platform that is, dude. I can't keep up with all that shit. But
yeah, I don't understand TikTok myself.
I looked at it a while ago and there's some video of my little brother changing the fucking water bottle. Like he's putting the water bottle in the water dispenser and it's got like 500,000 views. I'm like, what the hell am I doing making music? I could just be doing dumb life shit like hammering a fucking nail into the drywall or something. And I'll get fucking way more attention than our music does apparently. So yeah, I guess I'm an old man shouting at the clouds. I don't understand these kids and their
I don't
stupid TikToks.
that or YouTube Shorts or any of it. I'm like, you got to invest your time in something. Could be music.
Yeah,
You gotta,
there's
but I'm gonna do it.
exactly right, dude. I can't do every fucking thing that the kids are doing these days. I can't do it all. There's some new one called, geez, I heard it at work the other day. Oh fuck. Be aware, be real, like the Cypress Hill guy.
I was
Be
gonna say, yeah.
real. Some new fucking TikTok thing where everybody, like, I guess they all have to like have a set time where they just send a selfie to each other or something. I don't fucking know. I don't know how that would help me. So I haven't bothered parking lotting our of Limbo Be Real yet. So don't take it, any of you fuckers out there. I'm not trying to get a Burger King in Australia style situation. I don't know if you ever heard that story, but Burger King in Australia is called Hungry Jack's because some very industrious Australian decided to copyright the name Burger King. So when they finally went international, the guy's like, okay, yeah, you can have Burger King, but pay the fuck up. And Burger King was like, no, you can get fucked. So they're called Hungry Jacks in Australia. But anyway, don't take of Limbo on Be Real.
I think in the next couple of years, those things they're so big are gonna crash anyhow. Everything's crashing out. It's not gonna last.
Yeah, I hope so, dude.
It's
Uh,
exhausting making content like that. It's crazy. It's hard to make regular content.
yeah,
You try to make music, you're trying to make a video, trying to, do an interview and try to put together and do guests.
yeah.
But doing these like little tiny videos of, I don't know, lip
My
syncing
thought,
and they're all different things.
yeah, I'm not doing all that dumb shit. But my thought is, when we went out last tour with Small Town Titans, we haven't put a lot of the footage up yet because I've just been way too busy. But we're gonna start this Lim TV, like MTV, little shorts that we put out every week, and I've got them folded up. I just haven't edited it all together. I think that's where our content is gonna come from. Is all of our just wacky shit that happens when we're on tour. Oh God, I'll tell you one wild story. So a lot of nights when we were out with Small Town Titans, we would go and rock out on stage for their last song, which is an absolute banger. It's called The Devil's Choir. Love that song. Anyway, we'd rock out on stage a little bit, and if the crowd was right, we'd do a little stage dive, me or Luke. And the final night of the tour, Luke, he was a little bit more inebriated than usual, and he overestimated the density of the crowd. So he tries to do a crowd surf. He jumps out like supposed to be on me, but he jumps straight over me. And as he's coming down, I'm like sort of trying to grab his legs so he doesn't do a fucking face plant. As he's coming down, he hooks me, but he also hooks some lady in the crowd with his leg, I guess. And we both fall down. I basically ended up like suplexing him into the ground. And then while we're on the ground, I'm like kind of dazed. I'm like looking around on the ground, looking at Luke, asking Luke if he's okay. And there's all this huge commotion going on. I guess this lady that Luke hooked with his leg, like got back up and started stomping him while he's on the ground. Yeah,
Oh,
it was crazy. So I don't know if she didn't know that we were one of the bands or she was just a crazy biker lady or what. But yeah, we had to take him to the ER with a split head. I don't know if the head was from the suplex or if it was from the stomping. He thought it was from the stomping. We gave her a t-shirt so that she wouldn't be too pissed off about the whole thing, I guess. But all's well as that ends well. He got his head split open in like I think 7 stitches, and then he wasn't allowed to drink for the rest of the tour on the way home. And then we brought him to my cousin, who's a nurse, or not a nurse, a doctor, and she pulled out the stitches 10 days later. And he doesn't have too much brain damage. He is a little slow, but he's always been a little slow.
maybe it was a little smarter, right?
Yeah,
Smart
maybe
luck.
it knocked a couple things back into place.
It upped his game. Well, people can be looking out for that. Are you gonna put this on your website or on YouTube or both?
Say again, buddy.
Are you gonna put those clips on your YouTube channel or on your site
Yes,
or
it'll
on
be
your site through YouTube?
yeah, the website will have all the YouTubes going on too, but I think we'll put them all up as YouTube whatever's shorts. I don't know how long they're going to be, but it's probably mostly going to be all vertical format, I'm imagining. So we'll put them on as Instagram reels and YouTubes. But to leave the people with one parting request, biggest thing for any band my size, whatever size, is sharing is caring. because it's all well and good to like something and drop a comment on something that helps people see it a little bit more. But you know what helps the most is pressing that little message send out button and sending it to your friends that might be interested in this kind of music, or even if they're not fucking interested in this kind of music, make them interested in this kind of music. But that, yes, that is the biggest thing, is just sharing our video around, post it on your Facebook, send it to your friends and messages, whatever. We'd be greatly appreciative of any looks that we get.
Awesome. Well, I want to thank you for being on the show again.
Thanks,
We'll see
dude.
you
Thanks
again.
for having me.
Okay. No problem.